Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. 1000-week Reich, which has already fallen, if you believe it, as the Socialist Republic of Yugoslavia. Last time we were here together, well, got our boy Tito elected. We're working on industrializing and we're beginning our process of liberating the former Yugoslavian territories. It's gonna involve, of course, but not taking them out. If we can just actually get them to push in one way or the other. Let's get all of you guys there. No, go back, go back. You were doing great. Alright, you guys. No, you stay there. You guys keep them pinned down, and now there's a... Great. Let's work on ideological profit sharing. Our economy must not be dominated by those at the top in the seats of boss. We cannot allow a new class of bureaucrats to replace feudal elites. Sharing profits to the employees, which best represents the ideas of market social strategy, must be implemented to promote the adoption of these ideas. Well, there we go. Well, we're doing well, just not quite well enough. There we are. If we can just kind of... we attack into there. And there we go. West but not taken. I have nothing else we can really take from them, so... just confirm and exit. And we got quite a bit of factories now, which is very nice. On wartime, close air support as well. What else do we need? No template for toting into the air. We'll find somewhere to put them in. In the meanwhile, what do we want to do? We could liberate Baksha. The Hungarians were paid handsomely for their collaboration. We will pay them back tenfold when we move to liberate Baka. It's time for our northern territories to be liberated once again from the Magyar yoke. So we'll just move all these guys on the front line here. Actually, they have... well, I can't back down now, it seems. Unless I reload the autosave. Yeah, let's not worry. Let's not do the border war right now. Let's just do probably the war. I think that's going to be the best bet. And our timer's already run its course a little bit. I paused it for a second. Oh, shit. I gotta do all this again, okay. We may have made a terrible mistake, honestly. Oh, no, it's okay. There we go. Let's do... Terminated Yugoslavia. What? Let's, Pro or war. Bulgarians have legally occupied the Pro for many years now. With military preparations being made, we're finally in position to assert our claims. We will send them an ultimatum, give them a chance to come quietly, but the consequence will be dire if we do not part with our rightful territory Pro per our request. Yeah, I think this is probably more reasonable. Probably use close air support a little bit more now, actually. This is anti-air. Alaskan statehood. Look at that. Good on Alaska. We could do extensive conscription. Yeah, we probably should, actually. Gotenley International. Well, that's a little novel, isn't it? Let's get rid of all these terrible divisions. How are they looking? Not too terrible, actually. Let's support artillery. Two. Nothing like too crazy, but they're okay. Let's do sheet metal receivers. Finish UN membership. Pro or war. Let us do farming subsidies. We could also nationalize resources. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. The agricultural sector is growing, but not fast enough, and not to the levels we need to compete with our neighbors. Subsidies to encourage growth must be given out in line with market socialism. We should manipulate the agricultural industry to further increase the output to match our quotas, and empower agricultural workers and producers to implement their own production with investment in technological improvements. I like it. So I have the officer corps, I remember. Spirit of the Academy. I keep forgetting about this. But I'm watching more actual Hearts of Iron 4 YouTubers who play the game to play the game. Ideological loyalty, I think that's what we want. That extra manpower is going to be huge. History has shown that the Serbian nation, as well as the Yugoslav one, can never be trusted. That will always stab the Bulgarian people in the back, like in 1913, when he joined forces with the enemy against us, trampled us, and rubbed your military boots with blood. History and honor are the only ones left for the Bulgarian nation, so we can't say anything except to reject your blatant proposal. In the meantime, Belgrade, President, expect an answer like this. Well, that's the answer they accepted. Could you explain to me what kind of universe we would live in if the Bulgarians decide to surrender their historical borders after all, and be humiliated again? I'll be honest, I thought the bastards were ready to hand over Peru and Macedonia. You know very well the Bulgarians cannot be trusted, and yet you trusted them in the end. Yes, but I seem to have too much hope when it comes to expectations. I'll just tell you, Mr. President, they refused. Nothing. Send an army to the border and wait 3 days for an answer. If they don't answer, we'll break in. Kochinan disappeared looking for the Minister of War. We'll liberate our fellow Yugoslavians. That's a lot of troops, though. That is a tremendous amount of troops. We do not have the manpower to deal with those troops. Republic of Croatia? What? We could found an air force, get some planes going. continuing matters of the army. Get those extra volunteer regiment as well. Yeah. Although our army is proud and mighty, having been beaten back the fascist Germans and Italian occupiers time and time again, there's no doubt that our brave forces need modernization and reorganization. The guns our soldiers use are sometimes decades out of date, there are few armored vehicles or large guns at our disposal, and our men are disorganized with an unclear chain of command, lacking discipline to an almost a dangerous degree. These issues need to be rectified to create true modern army worthy of serving the Yugoslavian people. Cyprus emergency. We can start training up some units. I'll do about 3 at a time. Let's try to do 4 at a time, actually. 3 military factories. So we need more anti-tank, so let's go for anti-tank. We can also do... How are we doing resource-wise? Got a lot of chromium. Probably trade a fair bit of that chromium as well if we wanted. Let's learn from the Bosnian resistance first. Among the fiercest opponents of the occupations were the Bosnians, a group of people of all cultures, faiths, and creeds, united only in their determination to throw out the invader and restore the rule of people over the lands we all call home. They used the mountains of their native region to their advantage, attacking from above and retreating when necessary to places the fascists could not follow. They played a key role in our struggle, and by learning from their ways, all of our soldiers might become nearly as effective. Let's do it. Better anti-tank as well. Let's do better mountain infantry, actually. The Indian March to the Sea, huh? Interesting. Burma is still fighting. Well, it looks like the Free French shouldn't lose. They were just delayed. They want to take a cigarette break. Ooh. Look at those units, actually. That's hot. Send out partisans, actually, I wonder. We do youth volunteers. In our hands are the futures of the young generations who must carry the spirit of the revolution. We must make sure that children are properly oriented, that they are properly directed and correctly guided. Their parents are on the right track, and the children's children must know what we have done for them and what we will do for them by forming the youth of the revolutionaries, the pioneers. Tremendous. Let's get that up to 7. Now our building slots. We got a lot of options in the Banat regions, so let's go ahead. Build that up. We also got military factories. Let's plop on some more. Frustrated coup attempt. I like how it specifies it's a frustrated attempt. You know, they're trying. They're just very frustrated about it all. Got youth volunteers. They deserve the medal. They studied life school. They indebted us to something, and that's why they concluded. They indebted us to something, and that's why they concluded. Listen, son, wipe saliva. Don't be lazy, because they're still drooling. They deserve the Metal, sure. We could try. What's all the recovering from Civil War? It's all some pretty nasty stuff, but purge the EBD of barryists. Found a navy. Get an admiral. Let's work on an air force, actually. Though we now find ourselves a free country, one of the most critical areas of national security, the skies remains woefully undefended against enemy infiltration. Should any further attempt to be made to invade our lands or renew the occupation, nothing will stop the bombers of the invaders from devastating our units and bringing ruin to our cities once more. It is our responsibility to develop an air force of our very own, so that Yugoslavia's forces can protect the people above now and forever. Why did we stop trading with them? No, we own one of their claimed provinces. Okay, that makes sense. I kind of want to see if we can do the border conflict when they do their round. Would it be round 2 or round 3? In game would be round 2. I think lore-wise it might be round 3. So they just outright outnumber us right now in Bulgaria. I'm not shocked over. Let's reuse some old Luftwaffe planes. When we freed ourselves from our occupiers, the Germans, in their hasty and near disastrous retreat, they left behind a handful of their aircraft in perfectly usable condition. Hated as these machines of death might be, they might be critical to reestablishing control over our airspace, as we have little else to use the core of a new air force. We will therefore repurpose them for our ends and train our pilots in their use. Should they find it, once again march on our borders, the Germans will find the death of their designs brought to them from above. Tremendous. Federal Republic of the Zambezi, look at that. I wonder what that looks like, actually. I haven't. Can I get... Can do. It also gives me a research slot. Holy crap, let's do it. Tremendous. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh god. Settle down there, Toronto. Well... I wonder, actually, can I see how many troops? 11 to 37. So they outnumber us military-wise. Yeah, I don't want to mess with them too much. What about Bulgaria? How are they doing? 12 to 37. So they definitely outnumber us. Do resource nationalization. Let's charge the UBDA of Barrios. We got time to. There are secret connections for all of us within the ranks of UBDA that we cannot trust. A rigid law must be introduced for them so that we can ensure trust within their ranks. A little cleaning can never create too many problems, but form stability. Barrios and other traitors connected to the foreign communist groups will be found and removed throughout the party. Let's do it. Let us do it. Croatia, what are you guys up to? West Africa. Oh shit, yeah, they can join the Toronto Accord. And these Jaja. Honestly, what the play might be... What was their army looking like? 4-20. So we probably beat them unit-wise. What we very well may want to do border conflict. Do the border conflict to get that going. Didn't you guys already do that? It's probably a very risky move. Better encryption. Let's do liberate Bachka, and then separate, send out partisans. That might give us some fun stuff. And then we'll bypass this. We end the Ustaza before they can join the Toronto Accord. And then we'll get all the cores, all the land that and factories that comes with that, and then we'll be able to build ourselves up better. And then we can go after Bulgaria and possibly Hungary. Hungarians are paid handsomely for the cap. I read that previously. Tito reviewed his documents, mostly concerning the UBDA. He forbade everyone to enter his office while he crossed out several names, deleting pictures, burning documents, and who knows what else. Then he found himself at the crossroads of elections. Rankovic. Alexander Rankovic. He was the UBDA's number one. He formed them. He brought them to a place where they are now. Rankovic had a few twisted ideas, and it was a smart idea just to remove him or give him full power. Rankovic was like a centrist. You were not allowed to say anything directly to him, because you would just misunderstand it two ways, missing the point. What? The fuck does that mean? Never heard that criticism about centrism. What should I do with you? Tito thought to himself as he stabbed his fingers in which his Cuban Tompas was located. And he came with not very smart, perhaps the only way that can appeal to both sides. In addition to those who will be killed, expelled, or those accidentally killed themselves, Rankovic will be played under house arrest. Sorry, buddy. You're too big a threat. They're watching him. Be careful not to do anything suspicious. They don't have a job for a year. After that, it's always like this. It's for the sake of national security. I don't think I understand many of these events right now. I'll be real. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting to lose. I hope we don't lose Banat out of this. Our portion of Banat. I can totally see that happening, honestly, which wouldn't be great. But I can force. Let's force these guys out, honestly. We're actually doing quite well against them, shockingly enough. Let's send out the partisans now. Our years of revolutionary struggle against the fascists have produced a crack irregular fighting force of hardened partisans. We'll tap those who are interested in providing their services and preparing to fight our enemy directly, help in training and mobilizing the new Yugoslav military. I'll be a son of a bitch. Attack! The commander called out, who for the last time seemed to be leading an offensive against Hungarian forces. This time the Hungarian offered fierce resistance, but it seemed that the insane resistance did not prove to be profitable. Serbian troops began to flank Hungarian forces. On both sides, they let the bulk of the Hungarian forces into the circle, like the Zulu when they fought for the British, tugging at their horns. The Hungarians fell for this trick and ended up surrounded. This is the moment the president decided to visit the palace where the conflict broke out on the borders, though he could give his troops morale and strength to continue fighting. And that if the Hungarians do not give up the idea to keep Baka under occupation, they'll continue towards Budapest if they have to. The Minister of War then ran to the president, carrying a dispatch in his hand, which was addressed to his name and the address of presidency. President, where are you from here? Weren't you supposed to come to this front tomorrow? Well, yes, but I'm busy tomorrow. And free today. What's going on here? How are you doing? Well, we've just surrounded most of the Hungarian sides of the crossing from Belgrade to Vitiza. We can tear Baka out of their dirty hands in just a month. Great, do it that way. I want to keep you too much when you are... I want to keep you too much when you're already doing a great job. What? We'll visit troops later. Just finish this once. I understand, Mr. President. Well, yes, it's good someone does. Minister of War saluted, as did the President, and together they head in the direction of the troops. The news erupted and was greeted with the highest praise from all sides. From the lowest social to the highest groups in the nation, everyone was overjoyed and advocated the idea of continuing the penetration through Baka. The Minister of War, generals, and President thought doing so. Another great victory. Oh, it's tremendous. Okay. Well, we have to fix our army now. But there we go. We even get a medal for taking part in the occupation of Zren Yanin, former seat of the Danube Swabian government. For your tremendous service, we will give you the People's Merit Award. Tremendous. Yeah, I can't really think of what else to do other than get rid of that. Focus all our troops here. Just do a little offensive into Zagreb eventually. I know what else I can do. I can end the video here. In fact, I'm going to do so right now. I can do an air doctrine. Yeah, battlefield support. That's going to be the play. I'm going to leave things there for now, but thanks always for watching, gang. Like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Leave any comments, feedback down in the comment section below. I read all comments I get. I do appreciate any feedback you have for me. Check out my various links down in the description box below. Leave any comments or feedback down in the comment section below. It's kind of messed up. They get their own Danzig. The Germans, isn't it? What am I going to do? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm leaving the video here. Thanks for watching, gang. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye now.